Back in the 1970s, American animation existed inside a padded playpen controlled by Disney, Hanna-Barbera, and Filmations, studios that practically had FCC-approved babysitters stamped across their foreheads. Saturday morning television glowed with shows like Super Friends full of heroes who never threw a real punch and villains who never actually harmed anyone. Violence, moral ambiguity, real stakes? The FCC said absolutely not, and the industry politely complied. Meanwhile, in 1972, Japan Tatsunoko Productions looked at those guidelines and said, "Nah, thank you. We're good. We have giant robots to blow up and cities to vaporize." Science Ninja Team Gatchaman dropped like a meteor, immediately electrifying kids, teens, and adults alike. In Japan, animation wasn't a children's medium. Actually, it was just television, and that creative freedom showed. Running 105 episodes, Gatchaman followed five bird-themed teenage operatives armed with ninja skills, transforming vehicles, and enough weaponry to make Cobra Commander called HR. Each member piloted a personalized machine that combined into a sleek aerodynamic god phoenix, which could transform into a literal firebird. Unlike Western heroes named after one character, Gatchaman was a team. Though Ken Washio, aka Ken the Eagle, often took center stage, the show's appeal lived in the group dynamic and their battles with Galactor, a terrorist organization far more lethal than anything on American screens. These villains rolled out massive mecha, level cities, and casually accumulated body counts that would make even G.I. Joe rethink career choices. The series was groundbreaking. A five-member squad with distinct personalities closer to the Fantastic Four than a typical cartoon team. Their tech was imaginative, their combat was intense, and Joe's Corvette from Hell, complete with pop-up Gatling cannon, remains one of anime's finest vehicles. Bird Catch, the show's shape-shifting mastermind, is arguably one of the very first transgender or non-binary coded supervillains, switching genders to serve the organization's machinations. And while Japan embraced the darker tone, Gatchaman's violence was unapologetic. Heroes slicing through human soldiers, terrorists obliterating entire populations, and weekly Monster of the Week mechanical nightmares stomping through cityscapes. Yet, amid the chaos, the show threaded in themes of environmentalism, with the team defending natural resources like uranium, sugar, water, and oil. Decades before eco-terrorism became part of the pop culture lexicon. After dominating Nippon TV, Gatchaman finally hit American screens in 1978 as Battle of the Planets, a version so heavily censored you would think it was produced by a kindergarten PTA. Like Speed Racer, fell victim to the scissor-happy standards of U.S. syndication. Death scenes gone, violence softened, tone kiddified. Even as a kid, I knew something wasn't right. Sure, the English dub had heavy hitters, Casey Kasem, Kay Luke, and Wally Burr, but then came the infamous 7 Sark 7 sequences. Clunky, repetitive, inserts designed to reassure parents no one was actually getting vaporized on screen. Even the intro felt like a disco-era fever dream of bad decisions. Sometime afterwards, 1979, Star Blazers proved Americans could handle mature animated storytelling. They just had to be given the chance. Meanwhile, my relationship with Battle of the Planets devolved into pure frustration. But the uncut Gatchaman, well, once I got my hands on those VHS tapes back in the 90s, it was a wrap. I was hooked for life. The 1994 revival, Gatchaman, appropriately named Gatchaman 94, only solidified the franchise legend. The mid-90s brought another American attempt, G-Force Guardians of Space on Cartoon Network. While it was truer to the original plot, the production quality didn't quite land. Awkward voices, bargain bin character names, and background music that felt like it was composed by someone trapped in an elevator. Then came Saban's Eagle Riders, an unholy Frankenstein of Gatchaman F that somehow managed to be even far worse. And the live-action film from the 2000s, let's politely pretend that never happened. Gatchaman isn't just an important anime, it's a foundational text. It helped establish the Super Sentai blueprint that eventually evolved into Hitsuma Sentai Goranger. and later America's own Power Rangers. Even after the series ended, the franchise lived on through toys, games, sequels, and crossovers like Infinity Force, which united Tatsunoko's greatest heroes Gatchaman, Kashan, Tekkaman, and Hurricane Polymar into a single supergroup that's currently on Peacock for anyone curious. So here's to over 50 years of Science Ninja Team Gatchaman, the show that sliced through 70s animation norms, reshaped pop culture, and proved that animation didn't need permission to grow up. But go!